Tyson Fury is trying to go the Mayweather route. Actually, Tyson Fury thinks he's greater than Mayweather already. Tyson Fury thinks he's more accomplished than Floyd Mayweather. So when most of us boxing fans talk boxing, who's the greatest of this era, it's always a split between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Tyson Fury says, slow your roll. I'm better than both of them. And it goes to the explanation. We'll get into that later in another video. But the difference is between him and Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather's 44 years old. Tyson Fury's 32, still in the prime of his career. And he's trying to look for exhibition fights or be in the WWE. Comes down to what I was telling you about Tyson Fury. Great skilled heavyweight, probably the most skilled heavyweight in the division. He's looking for money, not legacy. The two cash cows in boxing, Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez, shy away from stuff like that. Tyson Fury embraces it because he's trying to make the most money before he fights Joshua and heads out of boxing. Flat out, he doesn't want to face top 10 competition. Only the competition that is worth money, like Joshua, and it'll make $20 million fighting Wilder. And shout out to Nick Harmer. I totally agree with them 100%. They will build this fight off Anthony Joshua's name to scrape up the money that they can, because no one is really interested in this trilogy except Wilder fans. In my opinion, Fury is not the greatest of this era, and he did not want to fight Joshua for Undisputed. He wanted the cash to fight Joshua for Undisputed. That's why he didn't care if he had a belt or not, but Joshua did, because Joshua wants legacy. He wants to be an undisputed heavyweight champion. Fury, not so much.
Canelo's a very good fighter. He's a very good fighter. Beat Caleb. Why not? Because Caleb has all the wrong things for him. He has all the wrong things for him. Trust and believe it. And styles make fight. He has everything that he needs to beat Canelo. He's a thinking fighter. He's a thinking fighter. And people always tend to miscalculate those kind of things. And I think that's one of his biggest advantages going into the Canelo fight.
Leonard Ellerbe said Canelo's in for a rude awakening if they should fight in September. Ellerbe believes that Plant has the height, the youth, the footwork, the speed, and get this, the power. That's all wrong for Canelo Alvarez. And when you talk about opposition, he says Plant's one of those fighters that rise to the opposition that he faced. So against Canelo, he says we're going to see the best Plant we ever seen. He also says Plant's a thinking fighter compared or similarities to Floyd Mayweather or a B-Hop. So he's saying Plant's ring IQ will give Canelo problems. But Canelo also has a high ring IQ. And regardless what Ellerbe says, regardless what Plant says, Plant hasn't proven that he's got a boxing IQ like Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's hard to prove ring IQ when you're fighting Feigenbuds or Eskotegi, and Canelo's facing opposition like Saunders, Danny Jacobs, Mayweather, champion after champion. And maybe Plant is one of those fighters that rise to the occasion. But until he proves it, I don't believe it, because I don't see anything special about Caleb Plant. Ellerbe also believes Jamal Charlo is on wrong for Canelo. At least he said Canelo's a tremendous fighter. That counts for something. But Leonard Ellerbe is such a homer. I believe he'll take Gervonta Davis over Canelo at 168. Anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.